to the 6th grade homeroom video. We're going to be talking to you throughout this video about some important information for the entire school year. But to just begin, I just wanted to go ahead and introduce myself. Many of you might know me, but my name is Mr. Adamowski. Adam has a mouse who has a key. You put it all together and you get Adamowski. I am in charge of 6A homeroom and then all of 6th and 7th grade science. I look forward to meeting or seeing you all on Monday.
Hi everyone, my name is Erin Ball. I will be teaching 6B homeroom, and I will also be teaching 6th grade English language arts for the year. It's my second year at St. Mary's. I'm returning after being overseas for a couple of years, and I'm super excited to be back and to get to work with all of you guys.
Hi everyone, my name is Mrs. Kling, and I have 6C homeroom. I am the team coordinator, so I invite you to reach out to me if you have any concerns that involves the whole team. I teach advanced math to 6th grade, and I also teach 7th grade math. I'm really looking forward to working with all of you. This is my 24th year at St. Mary's. We're deeply embedded in this community. I've sent all 3 of our daughters through here, and now my grandson's in kindergarten here. So anyway, look forward to seeing you all.
Hi everyone, I'm Mrs. Brisky. I will be in charge of 6D homeroom. There's a 4th, 6th grade homeroom this year. And while I'm not teaching 6th grade, I'm excited to be working with you all. I have been a teacher at St. Mary's for 3 years and in education for 13 years. This year I will be teaching 7th grade math and 8th grade.
Good evening. We are your 6th grade math team. My name is Margie Kling, and I teach 3 sections of advanced math.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Hatfalvey. I'll be teaching 2 sections of standard math. This is my first year at St. Mary's, and I'm really excited to get to know you all.
Hi, I'm Kelly Kennedy. I will be teaching 1 period of 6th grade standard math. I have been at St. Mary's for 7 years now, on and off, and I had the pleasure of working with many of your kids when they were 5th graders last year doing math intervention.
All right, we're going to start our presentation telling you a little bit about the math program. We have a math textbook and workbook that we're sending home with each and every child. But we won't be following the textbook chapter by chapter. We follow the Archdiocesan curriculum map, so we will be teaching by units of study. Homework assignments, quizzes, and tests will all be noted on a test on My St. Mary's, so make sure that you are checking that on a regular basis. All of us require a copybook. In the copybook, we'll be setting that up to make sure your child stays very organized, but we will be using that on a regular basis. So make sure your child is equipped and ready to do that. Neatness and organization are key to it being a useful study tool. Typically, we will have 2 tests every trimester, in addition to quizzes, graded classwork, and projects. If your child is placed in the advanced math class, he or she will cover the same curriculum as in standard math, but we delve into it a little deeper and make it a little bit more challenging. Email is always the best way to reach any of the teachers because we check that on a regular basis. We'll get back to you within 24 hours if you have any questions or concerns about your child.
These are going to be the units that we cover throughout the year. The first unit is computation of whole numbers, decimals, and fractions, which should be review as to what they covered towards the end and throughout the year last year. We'll continue on with fractions and mixed numbers. We move on to ratios and rates, then expressions and equations, introduction to percents, area and volume, data and statistics, rational numbers and integers, and we'll finish up the year with inequalities. This year, there is something new. They will have flex periods, which they have never had before, your students. These are extra 2 class periods per cycle to provide extra instructional time and practice in math, language arts, and Spanish. So twice rotation, they will see us for an additional math class. That flex period allows for more time for questions, maintenance of prior skills learned, enrichment, and projects.
our students are required to show all of their work for homework, quizzes, tests, unless it's specifically a mental math skill. Teachers will be available almost every day. B and F days are the exception for recess help. We'll probably start that about the second week of school once we really get into the swing of things. And if your student wants to practice, additionally, there's extra practice available in the textbook, online, math, IXL, YouTube, Khan Academy, and of course you can reach out to your teachers if you have any other questions of where you can get extra practice. All right, thanks guys.
Good evening and welcome to Back to School Night 2021. My name is Mrs. Ellie Geisen. I teach 6th, 7th, and 8th grade religion, 2 sections of each every day. For the 6th graders, we're going to be using the Sadler We Believe book. Okay, it's focusing on discipleship, spirituality, stories of the Old Testament, prayer. We really go into beautiful prayers, vocations, and liturgy. Vocational calling, we have Father Dow and Father Pat that will be coming and joining our classroom as well, which is fantastic for us. For information, I want to share with you that please have your students check My St. Mary's every night. You will be getting messages not only from me, but from all of your teachers. It has a plethora of information on there that will help you as parents, as well as your students. It's an excellent communication source for you as well. Schedules and locations are also located on there. We will have Mass once a month. We're continuing with that. We will be able to have virtual inside the classroom, as well as we are limited at this time to have students, the amount of students, people attending in the congregation of St. Mary's right now. Communication, please reach out via My St. Mary's, as I just mentioned a moment ago, or by email. Great opportunity for communication. Please use that. I would prefer no stress, absolutely. I look forward to joining your children on their spiritual journey as we walk this year together. Thank you very much. I'm praying for you. God bless.
Good evening. My name is Mrs. Hart. I teach 6th and 7th grade social studies. This is my 11th year teaching. I'm really proud that I've made it that far. My 4th year at St. Mary's, and it's such a blessing to be in this community. I'm a proud Terp who graduated from Maryland for both my undergrad and my master's. And also, if I'm not at school, I'm at the ice rink coaching figure skating. So please check My St. Mary's for all important information, my class syllabus, this presentation, and our middle school policy. Also, my login for Zoom will be posted there as well. So for 6th grade in social studies, we focus on the ancient world. So we start with the beginnings of civilization with Mesopotamia, Egypt, Greece, Rome, and that will then bring us into feudalism in medieval Europe, and then into the birth of the Renaissance, and we finish out the year with ancient civilizations of Asia. 6th grade, we will also be working on National History Day projects, but look for more information about that on My St. Mary's in the coming month. Most importantly, I like to focus on historical thinking skills instead of just memorizing facts, because anybody can memorize facts, but we want to analyze and interpret and use primary documents from people who experienced it firsthand to hopefully find connections with our own lives with people who lived thousands of years ago. Our textbooks are online, and we also have class copies, so children can definitely check out books if they'd rather a hard copy of a book, but all the information for online textbooks are on My St. Mary's. So our theme for National History Day this year is communication in history, and like I said, that's a year-long project, and we will definitely have more information on that soon. So I look forward to seeing everybody. I'm so happy to be back in the classroom, and I'm excited to see our students in person and our distance learners. Have a good night.
Hi, my name is Erin Ball, and I'm going to be the 6th grade language arts teacher for St. Mary's for this year. This is my 2nd year at St. Mary's. I was here about 3 years ago, and then my family went on a 2-year adventure in South Korea, and we were lucky enough that God and the military delivered us back into the hands of our St. Mary's community. So I'm really excited to be back, and I'm really excited to be teaching English language arts because reading and writing is a personal passion of mine, and I'm a little bit nerdy about it. So you'll have to forgive me as I geek out on you all year long about my favorite books and about the wonderful ways we can communicate in writing. So our reading and writing class this year is going to basically cover these standards: reading comprehension, writing, vocabulary, spelling, grammar, and oral language. Those are the areas we're going to focus in. You'll notice that the English language arts grades are going to be weighted. So please look in the class syllabus and pay special attention to what category the assignments are in, because that's going to affect your student's grade. An A in spelling, for example, is not going to be equal in weight in your student's grade to an A in reading comprehension. And if you have any questions, please reach out to me because I'm happy to discuss it with you further and to talk about ways that your student can be the most successful that they can be in my class. So talking about reading and writing, for reading this year, it's gonna we're gonna read a lot, but we'll be reading in-class novels that are chosen based on their literary merit and their theme. We'll read a novel as a whole class a couple of times, and then there'll be times where they'll pick from a designated list and read in small groups with teacher instruction that way. They're also expected to read independently throughout the entire year. I'm going to encourage every student to participate in our 40-book challenge to try to read 40 books in 1 year. They're going to have a reading project to do each trimester to show me their progress along their own independent reading journeys. And I'm going to be encouraging reading in different genres as well. But I like independent reading because I think of all of the reading we do, this is going to be the most important for your student, because it's when they get to choose and when what they choose will have the most meaning for them. So please be on the lookout on my St. Mary's and in emails for more information about which novels are going to be selected and assigned, and more about the 40-book challenge and the reading projects. For writing, writing is actually my special passion. I am a published author. I have a little picture book that I made. So it's something that's near and dear to my heart, and we are going to be writing a lot. Students can write on their iPads, or they can write with their hand on pen and paper. But we're going to be writing personal responses to the things that we read. We'll be writing journal entries about the things happening in the world around us and based on different prompts. We're also going to have at least one major writing assignment each grading period, and they're going to be things like personal narratives and different types of genre writing, argumentative and persuasive, essays and papers, creative writing where we tell our own stories, poetry for expressing ourselves and for playing with words, and then research and informative essays, because that's a lot of what type of writing we do as we get older and when we move into the workplace. So this will prepare our students really well for being successful at communicating as they get older. Some of the units where we'll be reading and writing include, but are not limited to, fiction, looking at things like characters, plots, themes, the way that the author uses words to tell their stories or to get their points across. Looking at research methods, world mythology, which I'm hoping to do in tandem with what's going on in their social studies class, and then the art of persuasion. And then throughout all of these units, your student will be learning to think critically, to analyze text, to respond to text, to support their arguments and their thoughts with text evidence and things like that. So we will build a lot of those hard ELA skills throughout multiple units. And then finally, something I really want to stress is this English language arts class is very much based on collaboration. It's going to look different this year because we're not sitting next to each other with heads bent over a single piece of paper writing. So we're going to be using the tools that we have to collaborate really effectively, and hopefully will allow us to collaborate in person and online and hybridly. So please make sure that your students have access to their iPads, to these tools that will enable them to work together to write and to communicate and to read and to share these ideas that they have inside their heads that I really want to hear and see and experience this year. So finally, if you have any other questions, please make sure that you contact me. My email address is eball@stmariesannapolis.org. Check my St. Mary's every day to look for updated assignments and important announcements and information. And I look forward to hearing from you guys, working with you guys, and being with y'all again this year. Thank you.
Hello everybody, and welcome to the 6th grade science back to school night science video. My name is Mr. Adamowski, and I teach 6th grade science and 7th grade science, but for you all, I teach all of 6th grade science, and I am the homeroom teacher for the homeroom 6A. My name is Mr. Adamowski, so it is Adam has a mouse who has a key. You put it all together and you get Adamowski. Again, it's Adam has a mouse who has a key. You put it all together and somehow you get Mr. Adamowski. Today in this video, I'm just going to go over a little bit of an About Me PowerPoint. I'm going to go over the 6th grade curriculum, and then I'm going to make the clarification of our online textbook since it has changed from last year. All right. To begin, please know that I am just using the smartboard behind me. I hope that you can see my screen at least a little bit, but I will do my best to explain everything. So again, my name is Mr. Adamowski. Adam has a mouse who has a key. You put it all together and you get Adamowski. That's me. A little bit of background. I am from Cleveland, Ohio. Okay, so go Browns, Indians, Cavs, and Ohio State. I've played ice hockey for the past 20 years. I'm going on about year 22 now. I played hockey all the way through, high school. I played through college at Wheeling Jesuit University, and I still play in a Baltimore Adult League, as well as helping out / coaching the high school hockey team here and other teams in the area. Again, I went to Wheeling Jesuit University where I double majored in elementary and special education, so I am certified to teach kindergarten to 8th grade for general education and special education. Then I attended graduate school at Notre Dame of Maryland University where I obtained my master's degree in education, administration, and supervision. In 2017, 2019, specifically in 2017, I moved to Maryland all because of the Operation Teach program. Operation Teach program is a Catholic volunteer teaching service program in which I lived with other first or second year teachers, lived in a community house. For example, as you can maybe see, I did live in a church, all right? Really wasn't all that bad. You just kind of had to get over it after the first week or so, and then you can make it feel as much like home as you could. My previous school in 2017, 2019, I taught 4th and 5th grade math, religion, and science. I lived with 14 different people in the matter of 2 years in that program, and I ate a lot of food. For last year, 2019, 2020, it was my first year at St. Mary's. One thing that I did was dance at the middle school dance. I hope that gets to happen this year. I will, of course, if it is happening, I will be dancing and embarrassing myself. Pretty good at it. I live in Fells Point in Baltimore. I just make the commute every day. Last year, a little bit worse, obviously, and then this year it's a little bit easier. Not that many people are driving. Like I mentioned, coach the high school hockey team, as well as I help out around with some other teams in the local area. One thing that I did this summer is I flew to Colorado for a week and I rented a car for the week and drove around all of those mountains to be with nature. I've never experienced mountains like that. Being in Ohio, it's a pretty flat state. West Virginia, I got to experience it a little bit in college, but Colorado, I just knew that it was absolutely beautiful, and it truly, truly was. Highly recommend that. Just drove around for the week. I got a dog. I got a little Chesapeake dog. She's pretty awesome, loves to go into the water. Of course, she's a little Chessie. She loves to chase, she loves to come back, and she likes squirrels. Another thing that I did for the past year is that I ate more food. Some fun facts about me. I'm not a tall person at all. Always been one of the smaller individuals, but I am actually the tallest in my family. My aunt performed surgery on Superman, the original Superman when he fell off of a horse. Needed surgery, and it was my aunt that got to perform. Sorry about that. I am allergic to strawberries. That does not mean that your students cannot bring strawberries into the classroom. They can all bring strawberries. I am only allergic if I touch or eat, but of course if I'm eating, I'm touching. Only 6 members of my family live in the United States. My grandma and grandpa came over from Italy, started their life in Ohio, and that's where all of my family lives. The only one that lives here in Maryland. Some of my favorite vacation spots are Italy. For example, I saw all my family. And I also toured the Barilla pasta factory because I eat so much pasta that I wanted to see where it's from. I have a little bit of family in Netherlands that I went to visit. And then, of course, Disney. I love how they just let the animals roam free. And let's just have a great year. Now to look at the 6th grade science course description. The 6th grade curriculum explores the topics of Earth, life, and physical science. Throughout the year, students will incorporate the scientific method into their learning. Apply information to reach a reasonable conclusion. What I mean by that is just so that students don't memorize the answer, but actually learn what the answer is, and they develop an understanding of themselves as a learner. What I mean by that is, are they the type of person that needs physical notebook, paper and pencil, copies on paper, or can they do everything online? It again is up to you, the family members, and then again the student. Here in science, I do offer an online textbook, and I am okay with students using their iPads for everything. I am able to monitor and will monitor using Apple Classroom. Each chapter will feature a lesson content or vocab quiz and then each unit, which is made up of 2 or 3 related chapters, will feature a test and or application project. The first thing students will be learning for the year is Earth systems and materials. Students will explore geological concepts related to the characteristics of planet Earth. Students will learn about the layers of Earth, plate tectonics, volcanoes, and earthquakes. While studying plate tectonics, students will explore how the changing Earth affects animals, plants, and humans. Next, students shift focus towards exploring the composition and systems associated with the atmosphere and the Earth. Areas of study include the composition and functions of the atmosphere, the properties, the structures, and the uses of water, as well as the flow of energy throughout the planet. Students will then explore concepts related to climates, including the physical Earth, such as the axis, rotation and revolution, oceans and ocean currents, the importance of the sun, and how climates influence local weather. Next, we will get into the curriculum theme number 2, which is life science. Students will be introduced to the concepts of ecological hierarchy and systems, flow of energy, and the relationships amongst abiotic or biotic things, or the relationships amongst non-living and living things. This will include an in-depth look into food change, the ecological factors of the Annapolis area, and the present and future challenges of certain populations and locations around the world. To get into some general class things, I ask that students come prepared with all necessary materials. That will of course include a mask that covers our nose and our mouth, their textbook, whether that be online or their physical textbook, a notebook, whether that be a physical notebook or Notability, but I would always ask that they have their pencils. Pencils are great. And then of course I just ask that students follow directions, wear safety equipment during labs, which I'm really going to hope that we get to do. I will be communicating with all of the online learners so that maybe I can mail things to you. We can arrange a time for a safe and clean pickup of materials, and then of course a safe and clean returning of materials. But I am looking forward to giving our students the experience of hands-on learning. Just need some time with it. Do not touch sharp or hot objects. Not like we have anything here in the science class. If we do, anything is all locked up. But for some reason, and of course I've explained this to the students, we will not be touching anything sharp or hot. We will be wearing a mask. Again, covers our nose and our mouth. I am in an empty classroom right now, wearing mine without. I always ask that students be a role model for their classmates and that they just simply try their best. You can always contact me with my St. Mary's email. So that's going to be M as in Michael, Adamowski, last name. So my email is madamowski@stmariesannapolis.org. You can also always feel free to send me a personal message via my St. Mary's. The grading policy is that throughout the year, students will be assessed through a variety of formats, including worksheets, quizzes, tests, projects, presentations, and participation. Point values will vary for all different assessment means, besides for tests, which will always equal 100 points or more. Tests will assess students' application and content abilities. The last thing that I want to point out, everyone, is how our online textbook provider has changed, okay? Our online textbook provider has changed. Hopefully it's this direction, but please look at the Savas Realize, okay? Savas Realize Reader. Last year was Pearson eText. We have made the change to Savas Realize Reader. All app information can be found in the 6th grade science homeroom page or 6th grade science class page, grade 6 science class pages, okay? Everything is underneath the download section. If you have any questions from any of the material that I covered today, please feel free to reach out. I'm pretty quick with response times. Other than that, everyone, let's have a great year, and I look forward to meeting or seeing you all soon. Thank you.